Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bars and Armbars. We welcome you to our segment. We're talking about wrestling today. We're talking about Wrestlemania. As you know, it starts next week. America time will be April 8th. Australia time, April 9th.
It'll be on Monday, so get your sickies ready. Yeah.
Take your RDO, take your sickies, do what you gotta do, lose your job, apply for a new job the next day. Because we're gonna watch it and we're not gonna miss it. Yeah. And that's what it's all about today.
I don't think for me, I've watched maybe the past 5 WrestleManias on the day of, so...
Well, that's it.
Yeah, so I mean...
Alright, let's start this podcast by introducing ourselves.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure. This is the first time you'll be seeing us in the wrestling world.
Hopefully not the last.
As well as hearing us in the podcast, like Apple Podcasts and everything.
Yes.
So let's start off with our host, Richard Massigan.
Myself. Okay, so basically Bars and Armbars. That's the podcast name of our group. And today's episode is Wrestlemania. We're going to talk about Wrestlemania, maybe take you back a bit to our favorite moments, and obviously reflect on what's happening now. And obviously have all these other questions revolving around how we can get this podcast going. We got beer here, San Miguel, very Filipino.
True to the bar element.
So that's bars there. So you got bars as a double metaphor. We're going to talk about hip hop as well. So hip hop, bars, we have made our own bar here with alcohol. And arm bars implying the wrestling, correct?
Yeah, man.
Great.
Let's start off with your history, as in like how did you start off watching wrestling?
Well, with me personally, I think, especially with Wrestlemania, funny, it's very ironic because with Wrestlemania, my dad went to the video store. I think, I can't remember how old I was, but back when video stores were really popular, before the internet age.
Yeah, you already healed Blockbuster.
Before, yeah, exactly. I think it was Civic Video. I grew up around Canterbury. I was actually born in Canterbury. So I grew up in Marrickville first, so we were always in that eastern type suburb area near the airport.
Yeah.
Obviously being migrants, you know. That's the first place we sort of settled down. My dad used to rent a lot of videos. He took me one day and I saw this wrestling section and I thought, wow, what is this? You know, I didn't understand it as a kid. I used to pick up the cover. I recognized Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. I was like, what is this? Is this their own movie? Yeah. Obviously, being too young, I was too shy. I put it back on the shelf. I remember my dad, a week later, renting it. I saw it on the couch, and I was like, fuck. He put it on, and it was wrestling. It just blew my mind. I was like, what is this? At the time, being young, I thought it was real. I think so did my dad. I think when he found out it was fake, he stopped watching it, but I kept watching it. Yeah. So that's the older generation there. Because every day after school, it'd be like, you know, in the Philo voice, it's fake. It's not good, man. It's rubbish. Don't watch it. and I'll be like, but it's cool. Like it's stories. Like it's entertainment, it's stories, it's drama, and it's just very entertaining. The acrobatic movements, you name it. It's got everything. It's a show of entertainment, and it's lasted till this day. We're at WrestleMania 34 now, and I'm talking about WrestleMania 2 and 3. Sadly, I didn't watch WrestleMania 1. I was way too young. I only had to go back to it, and I thought that was, for me personally, I thought it was very old and too old for me to sort of sit through and watch it all the way through. The format's definitely
different.
Yeah, but I fell in love with it. My generation was more watching Bret Hart debut. I remember he was my first wrestler that I was drawn to. Because the cartoon characters of like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, they're a bit like, as a kid I used to see it and it'd be like, wow, it's a bit too rainbow-ish for me. I wanted to, and then I started getting into the technical stuff, the actual wrestling of the show. And I remember seeing Bret Hart debut with his tag team partner, Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Yes.
And I remember them doing tandem moves and really doing really cool wrestling moves, and I thought, wow, I'll follow these guys. So that then transitioned Bret Hart into a singles run. I think he went for the Intercontinental title belt. He beat Ric Flair for it, from memory. He did a sharpshooter on him. Mr. Perfect as well, we beat him for it. It's a bit of a blur, but that's the grey area of it for me personally. Then I really enjoyed the Bret Hart Shawn Michaels feud. Watched Shawn Michaels from the Rockers. So there's a lot of different avenues and different characters I did like. Surely they all resonated with me some way. I like the more athletic wrestling type characters, and here we are today. So how about you guys? So this is Johnny. Johnny, when did you start watching wrestling?
So for me, there's 2 parts to this. One of my uncle's similar story, hired King of the Ring 1998 specifically.
Yeah.
And he skipped through the initial matches. He just went straight to the Mankind versus Undertaker Hell in a Cell match. where the famous one where he threw him off the cage.
Yeah.
So watching that as a kid, like wondering what the fuck is this? It was very excitable, very entertaining, and so that was the initial part. But like in later years, my brother he got Foxtel installed in the house, and so stumbling upon the channels of TNT initially. So WCW Nitro was on that channel. Starting off with that, like getting excited because I think it was at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. slot on a Saturday night. You'd have to wait until all the old school movies, black and white movies on that channel go through. Show comes on, you got your commentators geeing up the show, talking about who's coming on, what's going to be featured, like see a limousine pull up randomly, or who's inside, those kind of things. It's our variant of, I guess, soap opera that we like to engage with. Yes, it's fake, but it's entertaining. It's they train pretty hard for what they do.
That's it.
And from there, like stumbling upon Fox Sports, which was playing Monday Night Raw at the same time, so WWE, WWF at the time. Switching between the two channels, seeing the characters come up, seeing like characters on WCW like Sting, seeing Goldberg debut and come up and do his streak. NWO forming, NWO Wolfpack. So watching around that era, still seeing like Chris Benoit, Four Horsemen, Ric Flair. So many stables like that were different to what it is now. Like the stables are not as prevalent as before. But then watching on the WWE side how Kane, Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H coming up. I think when he started off as Paul Levesque, really fancy like it's so different to see, and now he's
remember that.
And now he's like the boss, like the boss under the boss of WWE. So it's quite like to see like the growth and all those storylines develop, and how they competed against each other. I'm sure you guys watched the Monday Night Raw battles against each other.
That was
so
very big highlight. As a fan myself, that when it transitioned to that Attitude Era, so-called Attitude Era, and NWO era. Before that, I was already. I'm seasoned, as you probably already know. WrestleMania 2, I'm talking about. So at the time, it was very hard for me. Well, not for me, but for other people to accept. For me to like wrestling, because once the Attitude Era came in, it became more relevant to reality, and I felt like it grabbed a wider audience. It was like more reality TV.
And there was less.
Wrestlers were being themselves. They were letting go of gimmicks. Like Michaels got rid of that. I mean, he was still being that show pony gimmick, heartbreak kid.
They let words fly.
Let words fly. It became very MA. And it was around that time, I think, people were kind of like, why do you like wrestling? It's fake. And WWE, I felt like they owned it. They didn't say, no, it's real. They were like, it's entertainment. But we're athletes at the same time. It's either love it or hate it.
They train as hard as any
Once
other
they accepted it and owned it, I think that brought in a wider audience. Because I remember at school, everyone was wearing DX shirts. It's not like everyone was walking around with Hulkamania bandanas. Like they had DX shirts, NWO shirts.
That's part of the battle concept of I think NWO concept was formed due to competing with DX because they wanted to compete against each other.
That's right.
Yeah. So
that was an awesome time.
I'm Raf, guys.
Hey, this is Raf.
Cheat Coders represent.
AKA producer, AKA
I'm putting this whole thing together.
Genesis of this program. This is another branch, another avenue, another direction. But introduce yourself.
I'm Raf. I started watching wrestling pretty much the same time as you, 1998. The first thing that I saw was Monday Night Nitro. I was skimming through the channels, and then I watched it. This was the episode where Goldberg was US champion, and he was challenging Hulk Hogan for the championship. This was a paper.
Same night, because he had to fight someone earlier in the night. The Big Show, I think. The Giant.
I think it was that. But this was the reason why the Monday Night Wars is important, because this was the main event for a pay-per-view type of match. But instead they just put on Monday Night Nitro just to get the ratings up,
to compete.
I remember seeing that, and the crowd was like super hyped. As in as soon as Goldberg speared Hulk Hogan, and everyone knew that he was gonna win. But when he actually speared him, everyone was like, "Oh shit, it's actually gonna happen." And then he lifted off the jackhammer. Everyone was like standing up, and then that's when I fell in love with wrestling. Like, this is fucking amazing. And then another one was Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan's theme music for Voodoo Child.
Yeah.
When
when that plays,
it G's you up. I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is so good.
Yeah.
So I watched it from there, the NWO days, and then when WWF bought WCW, then I switched over to
of course. That was interesting too.
Yeah, I carried on.
I really like that invasion angle.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Man, but let's go back to WrestleMania. That's what's happening next week.
Yes.
I'm very excited. What's your favorite match on the card, Johnny?
I look forward to Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles because the backstory is they fought before and they used to both be in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which I've only recently started to follow and went to see the Sydney show. And the style of wrestling for like American WWE and such versus the Japan style is quite more. There's more fluidity, more high risk moves. They don't give a fuck. They just do it.
There's a lot of high spots.
There's a lot of high spots, and these two guys, they know each other well, so they'll definitely put on a good show.
What are you looking forward to, man?
I would say the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the same thing.
And how Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble.
I know it won't happen, but I wish they would headline as the main event. I know it won't happen.
It could.
No,
I remember back then, Undertaker and Edge, everyone was like, I think this was the same card as Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
The same card as the triple threat match. Randy
I love
Orton.
you. I'm sorry.
Same match as that triple threat WWE title match, and they actually get the SmackDown title as the main event. So you never know. So we're hoping
it could
for
be a split main event. And that's how they've done.
But
it.
I guess Roman and Brock's gonna end the show for sure.
They have to.
But definitely seeing what
Vince.
seeing what Shinsuke and AJ Styles did on that Wrestle Kingdom 10, I think it was.
Yes.
I watched the
watched
match.
that?
Have you
I
seen
haven't
that?
seen it. I need to see it.
You need to watch it
it
because it's kind of like preview of what's to come.
And
honestly,
I'm
I can
sure
say
they'll add to that too. They won't just repeat like use.
I think they'll pay homage to that match.
They'll pay homage, but they'll do much more.
To the casual fans, if you've seen Shinsuke wrestling now, it's nothing to what you would see in that Wrestle Kingdom match against AJ Styles. It's on a whole nother level. Like, me personally, I like Shinsuke from New Japan. There was more moves. He was letting go more. Obviously, they had to sort of water it down a little.
There's more restrictions on WWE.
But if they do what they did there, I'll be more than happy. I don't expect them to overdo. A lot of people say, oh, they should outdo that one. It should be part 2. But to me, even if they did something similar to that, I'd be happy.
Definitely.
Who do you think is going to win that match? Shinsuke or AJ?
That's a hard one to call, man. Normally I can call or pick it out. But
I think they might actually go with Shinsuke.
I think they might.
I hope so.
Well, I thought the same thing about Alberto.
Yeah.
Remember when he won?
Oh yeah.
He didn't win WrestleMania. He won the Rumble.
He won the Rumble.
He won the Rumble, and I thought, okay, they're gonna push this guy.
Pull the switch.
And he lost WrestleMania, and I was like, wow, that's huge. Like normally the Royal Rumble winners go. The stigma is they go from Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, win. And then they
and
go
everyone
from there.
points at the WrestleMania.
There's a new WrestleMania, there's a new rivalry and everything like that. But I'm hoping for AJ to win. My heart says AJ, but my brain says Shinsuke.
Yeah, I think they might pull the trick on. Like AJ is one of my top 5 wrestlers,
right now.
But I think Shinsuke is gonna actually win.
What is it? It's just a total package. Why do you think AJ always comes across as everyone's number 1 guy now? I think it's because it's just everything. The way he sells stuff, his entrance, his mic skills.
And he's like just around 40, right?
And he's 40.
Yeah,
man. He's totally owned it because back in the day in his TNA days, he wasn't known for his mic skills. Like he was that's probably his worst feat.
Yeah, like the short hair. I remember that.
Sucker mom hair.
But he stood out to me. Don't get me wrong. When I watched TNA, I was like, what's this? Like not that I'm not hating on TNA, but
competing with.
I was seeing a lot of old wrestlers come in and trying to do their thing, but then I seen this one guy and I knew who he was. I was like, wow, he's good. Like I used to just see this athleticism and be like, wow,
definitely.
I used to always say he's the same. I wish he was in WE.
Waited all that time. But then he went to New Japan.
And now it's his Royal Rumble debut. Crazy. Hey,
all right, let's go down the card. And then we already talked about Shinsuke versus AJ. We don't have to talk about that anymore.
Daniel Bryan's return. And with that, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
That's huge. Kudos to him, man. Like you can see that the
he wants it. Like he wrestling is his true passion, and
that's what I love about the W Network. I've been signed on to W Network for at least a year and a half now. But it actually shows you other shows behind the scenes, and I've seen
WWE 24.
Yeah, exactly. Daniel Bryan really struggling the last year and a half, 2 years, wanting to get back.
Because he doesn't want to accept that defeat of he can't wrestle again.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
he's been going to every single doctor that he can.
It's crazy because like you see Miz copying his moves,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know.
Exactly. So that's a fight waiting to happen too.
That's a fight waiting to happen. He's
Yeah.
been trolling him all this time.
Yeah.
So, but it's crazy. I hope he doesn't get injured in this match. I'm concerned about that.
It's a good way to do your first match after injury, having a tag match.
Yeah, because you can
like two capable guys, and then Shane McMahon, who's actually capable of helping you out.
Yeah, share the load.
So plus a tag match, you can't go wrong. He's probably gonna be in the ring for like about 5 to 7 minutes.
Enough to get like a good pop and good
He's definitely the hot tag.
Yeah.
He's definitely. They're gonna beat the shit out of Shane McMahon. They're gonna edge it on.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna get the hot tag, beat the shit out of
a bit
everyone.
of babyface beating the other two, for sure.
But so who do you think is gonna win this match? It's gotta be Shane.
It's gotta be Shane and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan will have the pin.
Isn't the stipulation that the other two get fired if they lose?
Yeah.
Is it still that?
But you know what? That WWE's smart. They'll probably pull some strings. Oh, you're fired from. SmackDown.
Yes.
They'll probably rock up a Raw. So I'm already, fast forward, being, obviously as old as we are, I'm 30 veterans. You can kind of see where it's going.
Exactly.
I think if WWE want to make this a hot thing, they should turn Daniel Bryan heel, and then have him turn on Shane, and then continue that story. Then we have two general managers, two in charge, against each other.
Oh wow.
Then now Kevin and Sammy are under Daniel's lead.
We're talking about changing narratives. What would your dream WrestleMania match be, apart from what we're seeing on the card coming up on Monday?
I really wanted to see Sting and Undertaker at one point or another.
But that's 10 years too late.
Yeah,
10 years too late. Like,
you mean like current card, like right now?
Like right now, if you were to change it up, if I was to start, I would probably say, I personally thought all year that Finn Balor and AJ Styles, because they had that.
Oh yeah, the Bullet Club.
Did you see that recent paper where they just last minute decided for them to wrestle? Did you see that?
Yes, because someone got injured.
Exactly.
Or someone got,
but see what kind of wave that got. The impact, the crowd loved it.
Yeah.
And I thought, I always
they have
thought.
that history too.
I think they're saving for next year.
And even in the Rumble, I was like looking at Finn. I go, "Yep, he's fucking gonna win it. He's been in that ring for fucking ages." And when he got tossed out, I was shocked. I was like, I really didn't know who was gonna win the Rumble, but I thought it was Balor gonna win the Rumble. I thought he was Balor.
And
then
AJ.
And then AJ, go for AJ.
It was good that they kept it suspenseful because they had John Cena still in it.
That's right.
And they had
that was cringe, man. I didn't want him to win it.
They had Roman Reigns too.
He's wanted enough.
They had Roman Reigns too.
Yeah, they had Roman Reigns.
So they had like Vince's boys.
Yeah.
And Vince is always trying to push for his guys. So it's nice to see a change like from the usual kind of winners.
I was hoping for like a champion versus champion, AJ versus Brock.
Yeah.
Have
they ever fought? Don't really.
They have. AJ and Brock have fought.
Pretty sure they have. But on a grand scale and a WrestleMania scale, I think they'll pull off like all stops.
Yeah. But it's hard with Brock because he's so like one track mind, like just like.
Do you hate the fact that he's part time? I do.
I do because
I think at the start it was alright. Like he's like, he's bringing Mystique back to the championship.
Yeah.
But then as it grew, he's like nearly had a 2 year, like a 1 year and a half.
I'm not
Just to be
personally
part
a
time.
fan.
It's not true defense of the title. And it's not fair for everyone else that's working hard,
Exactly, I think I'm surprised how long they've run with it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I don't think it'll go long. Like it will happen again for.
And
hopefully
you
not
know what
for
it
a
is?
while
He doesn't even
ever.
talk for himself either.
No,
I'm
he
not
doesn't.
bashing Brock Lesnar, but Paul Heyman talks for him. Let's look at the facts. Paul Heyman talks for him. He does his promos for him, and he rocks up probably one Raw every month or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's at a pay-per-view. I think that's a bit bad. Like it's a bit of a slap to the face to the championship. But like a true champion should be there every week.
Every week.
Well, it's gonna end at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
obviously, Roman Reigns is gonna, reign.
Make it
And
rain.
he's gonna win.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that match.
But I'm not even mad at that match, Roman Reigns and Brock, because
they did well in the other one.
Put it this way,
2 years ago.
I was looking at it the other day, thinking, hey, they both beaten the Undertaker. See?
I don't know why they haven't mentioned that in the story. They didn't. Put it in the
They
story.
should. They should.
I think they should make that a big selling point, as in like
They should cut
we
the check
both
for me,
beat
man. Then
the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Then
true.
This is like two of the top guys.
Yeah.
Instead, they're going with the same story as like, oh, you haven't been here for ages.
Yeah,
because in the
I'm
new
here
generation,
working.
the new generation's mind, like the 14-year-olds are thinking, these two guys have beaten this legend Undertaker, and now they're fighting. That's what I'd be thinking.
Pushing the storyline to but then the Undertaker's coming back. Or
to fight Cena. Yeah.
Well, we're recording this on Monday, so Raw's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
we'll find out tomorrow. It's either he turns up tomorrow.
It's a set, as in like it's gonna be.
How about if he turns up just on WrestleMania? He doesn't do anything tomorrow. It will be just like John Cena's waiting in the ring. You know, he comes out, talks his shit again, and then Undertaker finally appears.
I really like desperate John Cena. That's a bit to his character because he's always been like the Superman thing. He's like. A WrestleMania match is always going to be a lock, but this time he has no match.
It's a change for him. Like you know, normally see him play the good guy, cool head, like you know. But now he's like reaching.
Give me this match.
He's actually trolling him, and that's cool.
I'm really hoping when they have this match that John Cena loses, so he becomes more bitter, so we can have the heel turn down the track.
Yes,
one that we've been waiting for like
for 10 years.
You know, I reckon that if Undertaker and John Cena is going to happen, and I think. John Cena's gonna lose. Undertaker needs a proper farewell instead of last year's
lost and then Reigns.
But so that's gonna be his proper farewell. He's gonna come back as the badass American badass.
Yeah,
that's what I'm assuming. And he's gonna come back in his bike and all that, so he can retire that character. So the Phenom's been retired.
Yeah.
The American badass hasn't been retired. So both retired, and then he gets to ride off in the sunset, literally. So I think that's gonna happen in WrestleMania.
And hopefully he can maybe tack on Kane, because Kane needs Kane's getting like. Well,
he should like become that like fucking the suit guy Kane and call himself Citizen Kane. I reckon that'd be
sick. Yeah, that's
I think he's there. Yeah, so.
Well, speaking on Undertaker and his streak, here's a question I was thinking about the other day. Who do you think should have that new stigma of an undefeated streak in WrestleMania? Who's that new guy that should pass? That Undertaker should pass.
Well, there's still on the women's side. It's still Asuka, right?
Yeah.
So I hope she. For me, I think it'd be good for her to retain a streak, and then.
Yeah.
Well, and what I'm hearing is like they might carry that on to the next WrestleMania and try to set something up with Ronda Rousey. But on the men's side, for streak, I haven't thought about it.
You haven't thought that.
I think the closest that I've done is actually Brock. He's like he just comes in.
But that's so part time. That's so like
it's a part time thing. Undertaker's part time.
He's an idea. You know what I love? I would love for Finn Balor's demon character to just rock up every WrestleMania once a year, so he has a mystique.
Yeah.
Instead of undefeated.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That's a crazy request.
Because when he taps into that mindset,
you know, he takes it on a whole other level.
They fucked up with Bray Wyatt, so they should
deleted.
He got deleted. I'm not even mad at the delete thing.
I think it's a good way of doing it. If they're going to reboot his character, Bray Wyatt's character, they should literally put him in the Lake of Incarnation and actually he could come out as something else.
You guys catch that match?
Yeah, that's the most hilarious match. Like I came in there thinking like this is going to be fucked up. It's going to be like the Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt match. It's going to be messed up production and stuff. But actually,
my partner was like, "This is so cringe. Why do you like it?" I go, "It's cringe, but you don't understand. We know I've watched Matt Hardy all my life, and to me, it's such a fantastic way for him to
comeuppance of character.
Recreate his character. Like I love that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and they actually own the fact that this is gonna be cringe. This is gonna be fucked up. You know,
the best thing I thought was, why is there a ref in the ring? And that's what I thought. I'm
that's what's funny.
It's the
store rules. I laughed at the part he went on the lawnmower and he drove towards Bray.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. And the whole like running around and around the grave.
They full own the whole funny part of it. They're like, all right, this is funny. You know, we're not taking ourselves serious.
So you think we'll see a Bray Wyatt return at WrestleMania or post?
Is there any match for
There's no match. I don't even know if Matt Hardy's
maybe they might announce. He probably be in the Battle Royal.
So it might just be like
Matt Hardy's in that Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He might make an appearance there, but
they might be crazy if he won that Battle Royal and Bray Wyatt interfered. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah. Or like Bray Wyatt wins himself.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna save it for Raw because usually the Raw after WrestleMania.
There's always something big.
There's always something, or like a return or a surprise.
All right, so what are the other matches?
The women's battle royal.
Yeah, let's talk about some women's wrestling.
Sasha Banks, Natalya, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Lana. And there's that Bayley and Sasha Banks beef.
Yeah, there is.
They just fought in the.
It's either they're gonna end it with that beef, as in like them two at the ring, or they're gonna eliminate each other in the middle of it. It's gonna be someone else.
Yeah.
I I think Becky Lynch needs a push. I think we were discussing this in the car.
Usually these battle royales are for people who like need a push, but they don't really get it.
Yeah, well, like for the men's one last year or the year before, like Corbin got the push, but not as such. Cesaro got one.
That's right.
And then he was working with, like, he got put with Paul Heyman, but then nothing eventuated. So it's a hit or miss, I think, with these battle royals.
Yeah, so I think Becky might win. Yeah, I think I might go with Becky.
Becky with the
Well, I feel like the Andre the Giant Memorial, even that statue, I think that the prestige isn't quite there yet.
Isn't
not solidified yet.
There's no point of winning.
Like you don't see fans
going,
I can't wait for that match.
It doesn't it's like a Money in the Bank match. It's supposed to replace the Money in the Bank match, but they don't have the whole thing like you can win it. You can challenge for a championship afterwards.
Yeah, there's no.
They don't have it. It's just like a prestige type of thing, but there's nothing happening yet.
Yeah, because what does it get you? It gets you this fancy trophy to claim all year.
Yeah, but you don't hear from them like like.
Be good if it made you number one contender for something or something. You know. Well, anyway,
doesn't do much. So there's a Cruiserweight Championship. I haven't been watching 205 live as much, to be honest.
Just highlights for me.
Yeah, since like Enzo got booted, Black Swan also got booted.
Yeah, he had some legal issues. Yeah.
So who's left in it? It's like
well, it's Cedric Alexander
Cedric versus Mustafa Ali.
Both very two good athletes. If you ever just want to type those names in, watch their matches. Honestly, sometimes you'll watch their matches and be like, they should be on the main card. Yeah, it's too good. Like these are guys that are just so good in the ring. Me personally, I don't even think they need mic skills. Like you look like, you know.
They should take it back to WCW Luchador days. You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like there, you have 20 minutes on the ring.
It's just innovative moves. Like he would toss Cedric Alexander's special or finisher move was it's the lumberjack or something. Yeah, pretty much. He throws them. He's from behind. He throws them up, and then it's like an elevated backstabber.
Okay,
it's really cool. And Mustafa Ali is a 450 splash but reverse. So
I mean, like
so instead
Swan.
No, it's the 450 splash going forward.
Backwards.
He's backwards, so he goes this way.
So it's like a moonsault.
Yeah,
but
this way.
Cool.
Yeah, it's the other way around. They're really good wrestlers. I've been a fan. I haven't been a crazy fan of 205 Live, but I've watched the Cruiserweight Tournament. Did you remember that? When they had the tournament?
Yes.
I did follow that. I watched that step for step. TJP. You know him?
Because that was worldwide, right? Like
that was,
like, people from Asia, people
there was a guy from Australia, and he got knocked out the first round. I was like, oh, he's pretty good. Like during the match, it's pretty good, man. And then, sadly, he's knocked out. But TJP won. It is Filipino.
Represent.
Obviously, first Filipino to ever step in the ring on that wide audience. I lost my mind.
Full Filipino, because
Batista
was hard.
No, he's actually full. He's from LA. He wears the Filo flag on his pants. Nice. He wears Jordan. So it's very relatable. It's like, wow, it's like, this is a representation of like what the average Philo is like, in this generation. So
who do you think is going to win the Cruiserweight match?
I personally think it will be Cedric Alexander. There's just more of a character push to him. Mustafa Ali hasn't really been on a mic as much as I'd like him to be, but clearly his skills have got him that far. That's what I think. So definitely catch the match, man.
Moving on to the next one.
Cesaro and Sheamus versus Braun Strowman and a mystery partner.
Ooh, a mystery partner. Who's it going to be? You reckon it's going to be a Hall of Famer on that thing? You reckon it's going to be Mark Henry? They're going to fucking just destroy everyone?
Really hard to say. Braun Strowman, it's hard to pick because he's never really had alliances. He's been this big, massive threat.
Or he had the White family, but that's already like separated.
That's gone.
There's got the Bludgeon Brothers and then Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt might come back. His reincarnated self and then put himself in
I can't call that one, man. That's hard.
I think Braun Strowman's going to win no matter what. Because they're just
building
him up.
Just
building him up to be a monster.
It'll be either a surprise, like a return someone, or it'll be a celebrity, or it'll be
someone. It's either going to be someone who's going to be as strong as him, or it's going to be super weak. Like what's his face? What's the guy's name?
Drew Carey.
No, the guy in SmackDown with no chin.
James
Ellsworth. It's either going to be his character, something like that, or someone super strong as him to create a power team. But either way, Braun Strowman's going to win.
So do you think it'll be a novelty match by chance?
Pretty much. They're going to be.
Well, it's for the tag team championship.
But well, he has matched up against them in single matches.
But then, thinking from the Wyatt perspective, if it is Wyatt, then that makes sense from a family perspective because they already have that tie.
They got the history.
But if it's someone else, that'd be interesting because it's for a
Is anyone like returning? Like needs to be returned? Like,
there was a rumor.
How's Dean Ambrose
There was
going?
a rumor. It seems like he's out of action. Like he's actually off the card, for good. There was a rumor that it could be Rey Mysterio.
Wow, okay, that could be cool.
That'd be good.
Yeah, good dynamic.
Small,
dynamic.
giant, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or if they want to go giant, maybe Big Show.
Yeah.
That'd be something
so,
different.
and he hasn't been. He's
two unstoppable
might be
forces.
Shaq, you know.
Like,
Shaq finally comes through.
Yeah, they don't have a celebrity in this except for Ronda Rousey, but she's pretty much
full time. Full time. Brock Lesnar full time.
It's crazy how quick the match card gets full. Like there's so many other talents that you wish are on this card.
Yeah.
Like, but sadly, there's only so much. Yeah, go on. So what's the next one?
Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Steph and Triple H.
No, we know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey's got to win her first match.
Yeah, got to win.
Like,
have you guys been following her her clips on YouTube and stuff? Like
training.
Yeah,
I saw like her. Like I just saw today. Her body slams are a bit dangerous because she's got the opponent's head facing the floor. So if she drops the opponent accidentally the wrong way, that's fucked for the next.
It shows how Stephanie McMahon is actually.
She has to do the heavy lifting.
She's boss in the fact that she's gonna let someone who hasn't wrestled in that ring before wrestle her.
Yeah.
But like we're just I think I don't know. She needs to have her own Paul Heyman type of character.
Yeah, she can't. She's not good in the mic.
She's every time,
and even in like TV interviews, like prepping for like the promo for the Wrestlemania, she's
some sense of awkwardness.
A bit cringe.
Like you're watching her, like you're watching her promos, and then you're expecting something to happen, and like something cringeworthy to happen, and you're just watching, and then you're like and then you get hit by the cringiness, and then she needs someone.
She kind of dug her own grave on the cringy.
There was one thing I heard where they're trying to get improv classes for the wrestlers, so if that benefits people that aren't good on the mic, that would be awesome, so then they could talk their shit and also
especially when she pointed at the sign too many times. Like I felt like there was a moment there where she had it, you were just waiting for her to say something and then she stopped and just went again. I'm like, why would you do that?
And who's doing her makeup? Her makeup's getting fucked up by it looks like her eyelids are popping out.
And her entrance song is cringe, and I'm really not a fan
I know it's
a
UFC song, but you might have to change it up to match your personality.
It doesn't seem very threatening.
I like the whole Rowdy Piper homage.
Yeah, I do like that. I like that.
But maybe change the song and probably give her a manager. Probably like give her Paige. Paige has nothing to do besides the absolute stuff.
And she's injured now.
She's injured fully, so she needs someone who can talk.
To get a boost.
Give her like that Brock Lesnar treatment,
Yeah.
Do you reckon she's gonna be great in the ring?
Oh, not from fucking those body slams.
She probably warm up to it.
I personally think she should be more of a technician. If Kurt Angle's gonna teach her anything, she's already got the submission holds down pat. But and that should be her special.
It's just a matter of
not a Samoan drop.
It's just a finisher move.
I saw that. I was like, no, not that. Why is that a finisher?
Armbar is gonna be her fucking that's gonna be her finish.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
And maybe the Samoan drop as her.
It's a rolling one. She chucks them over if you see it. So it's not like she falls back. She just it's like a Samoan drop suplex.
So we all agree that Ronda's gonna win this match.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What else have we got on there?
For I guess covering the women's part, Charlotte versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Streak's gonna continue.
Streak will continue.
It will continue. And then it'll continue until that match ends, and then the Money in the Bank will be cashed in.
Oh, what's her name?
Carmella.
Carmella's gonna come in.
Yeah.
She's gonna pin Asuka and be the first person to be.
Technically, so it'll be that
Money in the Bank. And then she's gonna get so much.
But then she could also cash in on the other women's championship.
Is it? I thought it was just
one from SmackDown, one from Raw. So I thought you can cross.
Because they had the.
Who's the Money in the Bank for?
The Money in the Bank for both, didn't they?
But who's the Money in the Bank for?
I think that the men's they're completely done.
No, they scrapped it. But Corbin had the Money in the Bank.
And then he lost.
And then he cashed in and he lost it. And I look, as from what I've read, I don't know if it's true, but it's due to some social media stuff that he was doing. That's crazy. Like, if your social media game, if you're not quiet and you complain on your on a private level, the company's business will find out. It's not. It's stupid. I always cringe.
Which is
like,
funny
man.
Compared to like Seth Rollins, who had the dick pics leak.
But he was their golden child.
He's still up there. And then Roman Reigns now, like with interaction with the drugs.
So it's pretty bad that they let go of the whole Money in the Bank thing. Like now it's just he lost it and that's it.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of
it's wasted.
A waste. Yeah. Someone else should have won.
Yeah, you couldn't build up that storyline for whoever you would cash in on.
I really hope that this match is going to be the female version of Shinsegae and AJ. They're both capable of making a
one
match
is
of the
prestige
night.
of like family heritage, Ric Flair and such.
But Streak's gonna continue.
So that versus the Streak, I think. But then again, Asuka's coming from NXT and continuing from that streak, cause she had held the title for almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So and continuing that into her Raw placement.
Yeah.
It'll be good for her to keep that momentum going.
Yeah.
Well, aside from that, what's your favorite WrestleMania and what's your favorite WrestleMania in the past and match? I guess.
Well,
we've
got to finish the card.
Okay. All right. What else?
Maybe because you finished your sandwich.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Yeah.
Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax.
Oh
for the Raw Championship.
Yeah, Alexa. Nia Jax will win.
I'm going Alexa.
You
want Alexa?
Yeah. I like Alexa.
She's held it for such a long time. But she's mad as a heel. Like, did you see her in the Elimination Chamber? And when she won and then did that sort of
the speech? Yeah, she broke
that was the best. For me, that was like she's good.
Yeah,
like,
that was like CM Punk in his Ring of Honor days. How he left and he was like complimenting the crowds, like, "Oh, this is my last match. Thank you guys." And then he turned on him.
When she switched it up, that was crazy.
Yeah. So I really.
So it'll be a split. I think Alexa too, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm going Alexa.
Yeah.
And then by some form of kerfuffle, as in like. It's not going to be a clean finish.
It won't be a clean win.
Because that's just her character.
Oh, yeah, because Mickie James is there. So it's kind of predetermined. It's predetermined a bit.
Yeah. Alright. Next. This one.
Pretty much covered it.
No,
there's a couple more.
We'll start low. Usos versus New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. So the Eric
I hate
Rowan
the Bludgeon Brothers, man.
I
hate that
I
gimmick,
think that's... Yeah,
it's very Glacier and
I thought they're the druids for Undertaker.
It's so outdated and
it's very played out.
Yeah.
I don't get it. They don't talk either. Well, they do, but they don't talk much.
I think the Wyatt family days were even better than that. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean the action.
The gimmick.
Like they have good moves. Like they have good tag team moves.
Yeah.
And they're just showing and improving the strength and power. But New Day has they've always been. They've had a good come up in terms of because they started heel, if I remember, and then they come, and they make it fun. And then Usos also had a recent come up.
They're good. They're good. Well, Usos kind of made their own identity now. Which is really good.
So
way better than their role.
How would you call it?
I think the Bludgeon Brothers, as much as I hate the gimmick, they're gonna win because they're going for this whole dominance type of.
Yeah, they're trying to push new characters and new mystique, like winners, and Well, fair enough. Bludgeon Brothers for me too.
Alright, easy.
Yeah.
Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev recently added for the US Championship.
Rusev deserves it.
Rusev Day all day.
That would be a major pop, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the whole reason why they found out that this match is going to be boring. So, we had a conversation when we were driving here. I was like, that's probably the match I'm not looking forward to. Then you reminded me that Rusev's in it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to actually watch it because I love
If you think about it, Bobby Roode's held the title already. Orton's got it now.
Yeah.
Jinder is Jinder. He's won the world title, so he's already got that.
They've all got a bit of.
They've all got good resumes.
Jinder's just lingering around.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
He's got a crazy physique, man.
He's changed.
Coming back from the 3 MB?
Yeah, he's made a full 360 of himself, and he's special. I like him, and the class. Yeah. It suits him perfectly.
Yeah. I think Rusev's gonna get that one.
Yeah, and personally, I just like seeing the Singh brothers getting flipped upside down into the announce tables. Honestly, every week I see them, I feel like they're injured.
Randy Orton does it. Maybe oops, it might have been the wrong way.
Yeah. I think this is a similar situation that when the Hardy Boys returned last year, and they just win. It's automatic they win because they just return. So Rusev's gonna win this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Good call. The Miz versus Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship.
Wow, this is gonna be actually one of
this
is a dark horse match.
This is the
everyone's not everyone should expect greatness from them. But they're not gonna expect
it. It's a sleeper match.
It's a stacked card. Everyone's
who would you say will take it?
I'm gonna say Seth.
I'm might say Finn.
I'm gonna say Finn because he hasn't won it yet.
Yeah.
I think whoever is gonna win this match is actually gonna have a great year.
Yeah.
This is gonna be they're gonna have a great match in the triple threat.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna
because
move on
they all have that experience and like they call it like that representation of like 5-star matches.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Miz building like his character is the most interesting like for that.
Yeah, he's gone with the whole Hollywood vibe. Nah, it's cool.
So he can talk his shit.
And I think whoever loses this match are gonna move on to the world title picture because like.
So you're calling it?
I'm calling it like
stone,
if Finn wins, I think Seth's gonna move up to world title
against Roman Reigns,
and then Finn and Miz is gonna like
keep a
feud for the summer.
Yeah.
And then if Seth wins, it's gonna be the other way around, as in Finn's gonna be in the world title picture, and then Seth and Miz will. Yeah, or maybe Miz might even go to the world title picture. He pretty much deserves that.
I think he deserves it.
Yeah,
I think he deserves it. He's been a champion once.
He's grown up as a character so much since his first title reign.
Yeah.
Because like back then everyone's like, oh, he's not ready. Why does he have the world title?
Yeah.
And then now he's kind of ready for that step.
Yeah. And he's a good heel when you absolutely hate seeing him on win.
Yeah.
So, but personally, like now that I'm older, I actually like Miz as in that character. I think it suits him.
Yeah.
I like the whole Miztourage as well. Gives him a
bit of mystery.
As well. Well, it gives him help.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Edge and the Edgeheads.
That's right.
Back in the day.
Right.
And then what you call it, Jinder Mahal and his Singh brothers.
It
has that element.
The heels need that.
Yeah,
they need that.
Yeah, well, of course. Like they need to win dirty type of thing.
I think that's the card covered. Like we did Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, we covered that.
Roman's gonna
covered
win.
that
Roman's
pretty
gonna win.
much.
So I think that's everything.
All right, let's go to your questions.
Yeah, so going back to my question, sorry for skipping ahead.
A bit eager.
I guess I was just more, I thought we covered the matches I really cared about. I was a bit selfish there. I was being foul.
It's a very long card.
You can tell I'm going to be fast forwarding some matches.
No, you can't fast forward.
I'm watching it live.
Triple threat is going to be
great.
And
like how long it is. It's like 6 to 8 hours for WrestleMania.
True.
So you gotta have the patience.
I gotta admit, the only two pay-per-views I actually sit through live is probably Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Some other pay-per-views I'm kind of like
SummerSlam. It depends if it's a good lineup.
Yeah, SummerSlam too. Elimination Chamber.
Recently, watching the NXT ones, they're pretty.
Takeovers.
Yeah, the takeovers.
Who do you like in NXT? Let's bring that up.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
I think that Johnny Gargano actually.
Do you reckon he'll be the next to pop up on the main roster? Or?
I don't know if it's that soon because they're at their peak of him versus Tommy Ciampa.
What about you? Who do you like?
I haven't caught up with NXT. Last time I checked was like Kevin Owens was there.
It was still there.
That's a bit far.
But it is like
But you can tell who they're gonna put there. Like obviously the people at the Rumble from NXT.
Hey, is Samoa Joe?
He's somewhere. I think he might. Let's hope he pops up somewhere.
He might be Braun Strowman's partner.
Hopefully,
that'd be good.
That'd be cool.
I'll be happy with that.
Yeah,
I'll be happy with that. Yeah, so I like Adam Cole from NXT.
Adam Cole reminds me of Shawn Michaels.
He looks, the face.
Yeah.
He looks like him.
Yeah.
But then there's so many comparisons to Shawn Michaels. People say AJ Styles the new Michaels. Dolph Ziggler looks like Shawn Michaels
because this is mental.
Yeah, exactly. Daniel Bryan. He's sort of just made this sort of. He's like the OG.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to be Michaels. Not everyone, but I'm just saying. There's so many different wrestlers now. You're like, oh wow, he's got a bit of Michaels.
Yeah. That's the
thing now. Yeah.
All right. Did you want to do the top 5 or moment in time first?
Moment in time.
Moment in time. So we got Richard. This is gonna be kind of like a continuous segment where each of us are gonna give a moment. Actually, one of us is gonna give a moment in time, and then it'll be passed on to the next person in the next episode. So Richard has that job this episode. So next week might be Johnny or even me. So let's do this. Let's find a moment in time.
Well, moment in time. Let's go to my favorite WrestleMania match. The WrestleMania 14. Wow, sounds so old. But it was the one, I feel like it was a great moment in time. It was when Michaels was injured with a back. Well, he had not fully injured, but yeah, you'd say that he was injured working, which is crazy. If you were to say that now, you'd be like, why? That W won't allow it. But he had pretty much blew his back out. The last pay-per-view. So we're not talking about the week before he got injured. We're talking about a whole month.
Yeah.
So he got injured at the last pay-per-view from the Undertaker. Basically got backdropped over the top rope.
Yeah.
And the casket.
I remember seeing that landing. Yeah.
So there was a casket next to the ring. Remember how he used to bring that out? Yeah. His lower back hit the edge of the casket.
Yeah.
Rolled out. and I could tell that weeks.
That's a tweak. Yeah.
Exactly, and well, I was young, so I was watching when wrestling was on at an odd hour, like midnight. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was a really strange hour.
It goes to 11.
Yeah, so I was watching that, and I was going, Michaels isn't wrestling, or he is, but he's not doing much. He's just cutting promos.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania, he was jacked. I don't know what he was on, but he looked so fit, and I thought, he's not injured, he's ready to go. But I love that. Going back to the match, I love that match because purely Michaels was in his prime / peak. He was on his way out.
Wait, who was he versing?
Stone Cold.
Steve Austin.
Do you remember that title match? And then Mike Tyson was there.
Yes,
that was my favorite. Yes. Yeah. So for starters, let's go to the beginning of that match. Michaels had a live band and they played the DX song.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah.
To me, it was the first time I saw a live band
do an
entrance.
Because they've only done that in recent, more regularly in recent years. But that was the first
now there's more. I kind of for me, it kind of paved the way for what it is now. They've made a more spectacle of the entrances.
Yes.
And I think that's where it started, me personally. Come out to ring, I thought it was the coolest thing. See Triple H, see China there, and then Mike Tyson as well. The extra,
that just added the
it was crazy
to everything.
It was crazy.
Spectacle of
Stone Cold,
and that's like peak Attitude Era too.
Yeah. And they really developed Stone Cold well. Their whole 316
what year
thing.
was it? Was it
98, I think.
Oh, so this is after he exploded the Vince McMahon.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
this is when wrestling's coming to popular culture as well. Because I remember being televised on Channel 10.
Yeah.
And how sporting events to be. It's usually your Aussie sports, so
that's right.
Getting an American one on Channel 10 is crazy.
Keep going.
That was crazy. Yeah, so Stone Cold, he's already won over the fans. He was prime too. He was this badass, wore all black, didn't give a fuck, said what he wanted. Catchphrases every day of the week, 316, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So, he beat Bret Hart, so they were just both in their top, sort of form. Yeah, and to see them mesh was awesome. That whole match from beginning to the end. Yeah, Michaels carried most of it, did most of the selling, but Stone Cold held his ground too. His ground game, the little niches he has, like the little elbow drop, the Roode fingers, the stomping on mud hole.
Yes.
Those things are they're not aesthetically cool, but to see him do it,
it's part of the
it's
character.
part of it, and you just believe in it, and you're just like, wow. So anyway, going to the end of that plot twist. So Michaels was going for his super kick. Stone Cold reverses it, stunners, 1, 2, 3, done. Mike Tyson was obviously the ref, counted too fast. Michaels complains, plot twist, takes off the shirt. He's wearing a 316 shirt. Jazz Michaels. So that's a classic moment there.
Yeah.
But even during that match, the reason why I personally liked it was Michaels was still doing his aesthetic moves, he wasn't holding back.
Even
for an injured guy.
For knowing that he's injured.
And I could see it during the match. I was like, there's something fucking wrong with him because in the turnbuckle, he was holding his back like this, stomping his foot, and I'm like, that's not fake. That's not acting. He's hurting. And just the little novelty stuff, like Stone Cold throwing him into the band stuff. That was pretty cool. Throwing him outside the ring and into the band's equipment.
Yeah.
I laughed at that. So that's probably one of my favorite matches that sort of stays in my mind, till this day.
So everyone check that out. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin versus
Shawn Michaels
WrestleMania
with
14.
Mike Tyson as guest referee.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely a good match. I guess let's break it down now. We were talking about this. Obviously, we got a little WhatsApp chat thing that we discuss.
Organized.
We're real. We don't do this on the fly. We're organized. Try to be professional. So I wanted to bring up this. Now, this doesn't get talked about much in other podcasts. So I wanted to know, Johnny, who's your favorite, or what is your favorite top 5 debuts in wrestling?
So I couldn't rank it because for me, each one has their own prestige and backstory to it that builds on the character. But
personally to you, I guess
you don't have to rank it.
You don't have to rank it. Just say
just 5.
I think
that comes to mind.
Okay, so let's say for me, I think because I was following WCW first.
Yep.
Goldberg's first match
against Humorous.
Humorous,
wow.
So you can see no one knows who the fuck this guy is, but he's coming in. He's got power moves.
The most generic outfit.
Most generic outfit, just trunks and boots, shaved head. And then finding out later.
That was a squash match, eh? For sure.
Pretty squash.
But then of the streak.
Beginning of the streak. So he got to 150 or more.
Yeah, I think it's 150.
150 until Kevin Nash
broke it. Killed by Taser.
But then we
was that by Scott Hall? I saw that.
Scott
That was the best. Sorry, go on.
building week on week for like building character, showing his strength, building on like that streak. Because I don't think anyone had done a streak as such before. Building up to the US title, beating up to the world title, beating all your big names, beating Sting, Ric Flair, beating Kevin Nash, kind of Hulk Hogan.
Had some good matches.
Yeah, so he's had great matches, even though he's got
the quickest matches.
His moveset's not that
not the
versatile,
not the widest
but
range.
he created some good matches.
At least when the first time you see that spear, you're like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, because spears after that edge, Roman Reigns. All they come.
He was the first spear I ever saw, and I was like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So his character is quite riveting in that sense of building up the string.
Did he kick out of the moonsault, the laughing matter? No laughing matter.
Yes,
he did, right? That's when everyone's like, okay,
and I think
someone different.
And I think like sometimes he did like no cells, just like got up straight away, after finishing.
I remember he did a backflip.
Yeah,
it was like the backflip. That's when he did a spear.
And his entrance is so like entertaining. Like eventually he got security guards to knock on his door and to bring him out, and he walks through
He was the first ever squash machine. I'm pretty sure.
So that's Goldberg.
That's rare too. Like you don't see wrestlers every day. Like not taking or selling a finisher. If someone did a finisher to you, you think you'd want to pretend you're
Ultimate Warrior,
he was one.
He was another person.
It's a very rare list. But I can't imagine someone doing it today, like taking a Superman punch and be like, that didn't hurt me, man. It's still here.
That's when they've got the full support of the company or the head of the company for that push.
That's awesome.
Another person I thought was Y2J Chris Jericho when he came over to WWE.
That was awesome.
debut.
I did see that.
The countdown.
I was excited. I was
The
actually
Rock talking shit, if I remember.
I was really excited. I don't know how, because back
you
then
loved Chris Jericho too.
I did in WCW. I loved him so much because he was such a troll. Like he was good on the mic.
A troll for the time.
But he had ultimate catchphrases. He was good in the ring.
2004 holds.
The list of holds because Demolenko was the master of 1,000 holds.
Me and Ref joke about it.
And Jericho was 1,001 holds, and he had to prove it in the ring. He was going armbars. I wish he was the best.
So him coming over to WWE was a big thing. I think because he showed improved in WCW.
He never got pushed too hard in WCW.
Well, he was part of like the Cruiserweight kind of.
He was.
Him, Billy Kidman, and Rey Mysterio and such.
His biggest feud in WCW was Gilbert.
That was trash.
That was trash.
And that was trolling Goldberg as well.
Trolling Goldberg. So that was great.
But I love that. That was during the Attitude Era. We see Jericho come out in the Titatron with the Y2J countdown.
Back facing,
because they had like months of preparations and like they were teasing this countdown, and then.
But not only that, he even brought new moves like to the WWE audience or WF audience, like the double powerbomb, like holding on and then doing it again. Then the Lion Tamer, like how can you not love this guy? Like he's so good.
I read also like for where WrestleMania is, New Orleans is it?
Yeah.
They've banned a few moves, including they can't do the powerbomb at the show. Wow. I don't know if that's like. Because there's other wrestling shows on at the same time, but I don't know if it applies to WWE. But if they can't use that move, that's
there's always some
restriction.
But
going back to debuts, I think AJ Styles coming to the Royal Rumble. If you remember that, because like the camera was on Roman Reigns. It's like, who's this?
How good was the hype? And I love the announcing, like the number one free agent, the mastermind of offense innovation. I lost it, bro.
I think that's the latest shock return or like debut that WWE ever had.
And they did it well, especially with the announcing. That whole, I think the announcers impact.
And he lasted like a good,
he
length
killed
of
it.
the match.
He killed it. Like Roman Reigns was like, shocked, who's this guy? The crowd knew it.
The
pop
crowd
was
knew
like,
it.
The song was good too.
They saw the name of the phenomenal.
And the hood, perfect.
The song was. I think the song sold it,
and it still sells it.
It's such a good song.
It's a G up.
It's a good one.
Do you guys have another one or two?
Is that your debut?
I got three.
You got three.
I got three, man.
You got three. Wow.
I was thinking Glacier in 1997 WCW.
The mask.
The mask. And then it was like all dark. It had the black light. And it was all blue. And it was like doing.
That was cool. cool.
What's this before issue? Is it the ice pick?
I
Is it this
remember.
one? I think it's like this one, bro.
Yeah, but they had the whole Mortal Kombat type
Yeah,
of thing.
well, because the game came out around the same time. So.
Well, like, nah, that's not my serious one. I can't think of one at the moment, but
Well,
Glacier comes to mind.
honorable mention.
Yeah. Oh, me, I liked Rey Mysterio in WWE.
Yeah.
I really did like that. He popped out of the ground.
Yeah.
It looked cool. He climbed up that cage and he did a. Do you remember? He looked like Spider-Man. He was wearing red.
Yeah.
He jumped off that cage, did a splash, a stage dive to Christian and Edge, and I was like, that's awesome. Like I'm ready for the Rey Mysterio run. Then I think the first pay-per-view he did was SummerSlam with Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Although he lost, still cool. Popped out under the ring.
Yeah.
Man,
And
that was crazy.
Kurt Angle was big at the time, so getting like that kind of main event status.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I think another debut would be John Cena.
Yeah.
As in like Kurt Angle
So Kurt Angle again.
calling everyone
The
out.
ruthless aggression.
That's the beginning of ruthless aggression.
Yeah. Wearing his basic shit.
Yeah,
His basic shorts.
basic bitch.
Jobber look.
Double look.
But then like seeing his character develop from like that rapping thug persona.
That's true. That is true.
To
That was
now.
different too. Different dynamic. Like I remember, I think it was one Rumble. He was just rapping outside of the ring. And before he got in, he was just rapping, and then he got thrown out. Like, that was pretty. I like that John Cena, the early John Cena. I do like a lot. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Alright, so
that's
that's
pretty much
it.
it.
Like that's
Honorable
our
mentions.
honorable mentions. Yeah,
Glacier.
we
Glacier.
made our honorable
Yeah.
mentions.
Oh, I liked luchadors. Let's talk on luchadors. Who did you like?
So WCW, they had like La Parka, they had Juventud Guerrero. I like his 450 splash.
Are we doing luchadors or the cruiserweights? As in like we can add like Disco Inferno.
Oh yeah.
Alex Wright.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we can
They
talk
were
about.
good. They were good. Billy Kidman was good.
Billy Kidman was great.
Yeah.
Like he's I think he's shooting star press.
Yeah,
That was clean.
That's the
That's
first
the
time I've
cleanest.
seen it.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
cleanest
yeah. That's clean.
shooting star
compared to
episode.
Brock Lesnar's one.
Oh yeah, definitely. But like I followed Billy Kidman because he had a good story. He was in the flock
Yes.
with Raven.
Yeah.
And then once Perry Saturn unleashed all the flock, everyone had a run. Everyone had a push.
and then
But
Billy-
Billy Kidman had the biggest push. He became Cruiserweight champion. And then
And he became clean as well.
I know.
From a dirty singlet to a clean one.
Yeah, that's right.
And then without that run, he wouldn't have had a marriage with Tori Wilson. So good on him.
Are they still married?
I don't think they are.
Yeah.
Like I think they're
She's
separate.
That
That should be your top
Yeah.
five.
Save for next one.
Tori Wilson in your top 5 cruiserweights.
Luchadors. Let's
That's
talk about Tori
nice.
Wilson.
Cool.
That's cool.
pretty much
I will
it.
just end it there.
We'll just end it there.
This is our first episode. That was our
Signing
WrestleMania
off.
predictions.
Yeah.
And be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts.
Bars and Armbars, sorry.
Arms and wait.
You guys got
Bars
this
and
up.
Armbars.
Armbars.
Get it.
Sam Meg talking there.
You know?
Follow us on Instagram at the Cheat Coders, and follow us on Facebook at the Cheat Coders, and also follow us at Mixcloud, Apple Podcasts, and all the platforms. I'm gonna try and unleash on all the platforms, and so that's it.
And
Enjoy.
shout out to Nats, man. He's somewhere in London. I just want to put that in there. Like, he needs to get into wrestling. So, because I want him on this show. Eventually at some point.
Dial in.
Yeah, like, it'd be interesting to get someone, that'll be great. It'd be interesting to get someone who doesn't watch wrestling to start watching wrestling, and then get him on the
We
podcast.
did watch it. We watched WrestleMania.
at his place.
Which
At
one
his
was
place.
it?
Is it?
We watched it at his place.
He doesn't watch.
No, he doesn't watch.
Okay.
I think
because
we
we
were
were
G'd up. Because we
His
were
little
G'd
brother
up.
watches, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I think
So
he
we
does,
watched.
yeah.
Which one? We watched WrestleMania. I think it was 27. I think it was
Who
with
was the main event?
Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. The
Yeah.
That
second
was
match.
a good one.
The
That was
second
good,
one?
yeah.
Was that
And
when he
then,
did the dark versus light kind of? Or was that the
I
first
think
one?
so.
That's when Undertaker did that suicide dive that nearly killed him.
Yeah. Did you see that? Pulled the
Off the
camera guy.
balcony?
Yeah, but we watched
Yeah.
that, and yes, shout outs
Cool.
to Nats. Enjoy
Shout-outs.
it. Yeah, get some London wrestling, man.
That's
I
it,
heard
man.
there's a big scene there for
Yeah,
wrestling.
bruv.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Do it.
All right, so Bars and Armbars signing out.
Peace.
All right, let me get an
Peace.
armbar on him. My phone just dropped, bro.